Welcome to Homie Movies Rewind. Today we're watching ROBOCOP. This is from January 28th, 2014, 10 years ago. Let's watch. This movie ended up not being very good, but I remember this is a really cool trailer to recreate.
Where am I? There was an explosion.
Chris Singer strutting through the dining room. Still using real fire. I'll talk about why I keep saying that later.
How long have I been here?
Ooh, cool prop. Yeah. Oh wait, here comes... Eden.
Where's my wife?
She was in Psycho.
You're okay and your family's fine. Both your wife and your son.
There we go. This shot right here. I'll pause it right now. One of the coolest examples of forced perspective that we didn't use all the time, but that's when something is in the foreground really close to the camera and something is far away, which makes this thing look much bigger. So in this case, that's obviously like a little 9-inch action figure size on a stapler with some cool, like a straw and some strings and stuff on a little turntable. But when you line it up like that, they look the same size. So it looks like Chris is walking and looking at a full-size thing. There's another shot that had forced perspective a few seconds before this that you might not have caught, which was me sitting there like a little kid, and there's supposed to be big banners and stuff behind me, but we just made those tiny banners and put them in the front. So that was really a fun use of this. The trick there is that you want stuff to be in focus, and usually if you have something way up close and something in the background, one's gonna be in focus and the other isn't. So what you have to do is you have to open the aperture, if you have a camera where you can control it, open the aperture as wide as you can, and that changes the focal range. The focal depth gets a lot wider. So you can see that the foreground is still a little bit out of focus, but it's not as bad as it usually would have been, which is so close it would have been a full blur. Yeah, they're looking face to face. I love it.
No, you're not.
And the costume. We got a lot of mileage out of those boots. We use them for everything.
Suit is this? Take this off me now. It's not a suit.
I really love the silver and black version. And then it becomes the full black version.
The revolution begins right.
It's another really cool scene where we were trying to pick them really carefully, even knowing we had 2 weeks, but because we didn't want to do mini scenes, those were not a big hit, and Cinefix didn't like those. We wanted them to all be action-packed, and we had 2 weeks, but this is another good example of one that had lots of cool live-action stuff. For the most part, it was me filming Ben in the costume, or him filming me in the costume. Looks like Chris came over for a couple hours one day, and then the rest is miniatures. So then we give ourselves like maybe 2 days just to do the miniatures. It's just me and Ben with the strings and the sticks and doing all the miniatures, and then it just cuts together in such a cool, fun way.
With Detective Alex Murphy.
Putting these machines...
Quite the collection of G.I. Joes here, so we can do little crowd shots like that. Oh, and so then, yeah, I just paused on this. Another good example of when I told Ben, all right, don't kill yourself trying to make the coolest, most elaborate, whatever this mech robot thing is, just do 2D. It was a fun exercise. I mean, hopefully Ben enjoyed this challenge too, which was like, make this really childlike. Because him and I both would just get carried away making these things so elaborate. So look at that. It's like, we would joke about it. He would intentionally try to like kind of draw things all crooked and janky. If he wanted to, Ben could make this thing look absolutely 100% like the movie. But that's not what we want anymore. We're like, we gotta stop doing that. So it's like, kind of make it just wonky. And so I love this, these little 2D cutouts. That was exactly what we were going for. Made our lives a lot easier, and actually makes the episode better, I think.
On the streets will save countless.
Oh, that's Jeff Campbell. That's the animator that I had working for me full-time simultaneously. Oh, so look, this is like the little team. This is the full-time team. Sean is over there. He was no longer full-time, unfortunately, because I couldn't afford that many full-time people, but he was dedicated to just editing the behind-the-scenes for Homie Movies every single 2 weeks. Jeff Campbell, my animator, he's working full-time doing the animation. Ben, of course, working full-time with me, and there's me. What a fun shot. Later, Jeff played Batman. We'll get to that.
American lives.
This, my friends, is the future of American justice.
Ooh, yeah, Ace. He's good. Yeah, this is a lot of shots. Oh, that was a great one. That's just like one of those classic, the shot starts out miniature. It's the same spot. It was in the backyard. Starts out miniature, whoosh, and then it cuts to full size. I'm in the costume. Last time I remember doing that was Man of Steel, where there's a little Superman action figure that goes flying by, and then it cuts to me in the costume landing. Anyways, love that stuff.
You're alive. You're coming with me.
Yeah.
You say you can save him, but what does that mean? What kind of life will he have?
Eden's such a good dramatic actor. Adds authenticity to these.
Hey, thanks for watching our homie.
That's literally Ben is just lifting that from behind me, hiding. I added sound effect. All right, cool. Well, really fun. Wasn't really fun to make because I was still recovering from the disastrous computer crash. That's kind of a recurring theme of really this whole season. But it was like all I could do to just like peel myself away from trying to get the computer fixed, work on both of these shows at the same time, jump in and do these as soon as Ben was ready to shoot, that I'm in the dining room and wherever around the house. What's coming up next? We've got, in 2 weeks, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. A very strange choice, but one of the most elaborate and most fun episodes we ever did. It's a strange choice. I'll tell you why in 2 weeks. All right, see you then.